Have you ever stopped to think about the power of praise in our lives? Often, we are so immersed in our routines that we forget to acknowledge the greatness of the one who created us. Worship is more than a practice. It is a profound expression of gratitude and reverence. When we sing in praise, our spirit is lifted, and we join generations throughout history who have raised their voices in worship. In Philippians 2, verses 9 to 11, we find a passage that reminds us of the majesty of the one who has a name above all names. He is exalted, and all creation recognizes him as holy. This truth should resonate in our hearts, leading us to a place of acknowledgement and surrender. As we understand his holiness, we are invited to join in this eternal song of praise, where each of us has a vital role. At this moment, I invite you to open yourself to what comes next. Let us together prepare for a moment of prayer, where we can merge our voices as one, seeking the presence of the one who is holy. May we remember his goodness, his mercy, and the freedom we find when we surrender to him. Let us connect with this truth and allow our hearts to be filled with worship and gratitude. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we often forget to look up and acknowledge the presence of something greater in our lives. Imagine a moment when you feel overwhelmed, tired from the responsibilities and expectations that life imposes. It is in these moments that worship can become a refuge. When we take the time to pray, we find a safe space to unload our worries and renew our strength. This practice reminds us that we are not alone, that there is someone who cares and welcomes us. In our daily interactions, we can see the holiness of God reflected in small acts of love and kindness. A smile in a tough moment, a gesture of support to a friend in need. These can all be forms of worship. By living in a way that glorifies his name, we are challenged to act with integrity and compassion. Every act of kindness we offer is an opportunity to honor the divine presence in our lives and in the lives of those around us. It is essential to remember that regardless of difficulties, the holiness of God continues to surround us. When we face moments of pain or uncertainty, we can remember that he is the solid rock on which we can lean. In prayer, we find comfort and clarity, allowing our faith to guide us even through storms. This connection strengthens us and gives us the courage to move forward, knowing that his presence is always with us. Therefore, may we open ourselves to worship in every moment, recognizing the importance of seeking this connection daily. May our lives reflect the reverence and gratitude we feel for all that he is and does. By allowing his holiness to dwell in us, we transform not only our hearts but also the environment around us, inspiring others to live in the same truth. In Philippians chapter 2, verses 9 to 11, we find a powerful message about the greatness and authority of the one who guides us. The scripture says, "Therefore God has highly exalted him and given him a name that is above every name, so that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father." This passage invites us to reflect on the majesty he possesses, a name that resonates through all generations and transcends any human power. When I look at this truth, I realize that worship is not just an act, but a natural response to recognizing God's greatness. Remembering that he is exalted above all fills my soul with gratitude. May I, in every moment of my life, acknowledge his sovereignty and allow his name to be glorified in my actions and words. The holiness of God is an invitation to transformation, and I desire for that change to begin in me. Every time I encounter challenges, may I remember that regardless of the situation, his name is greater than any difficulty. By invoking that name, I connect with the strength and power of God. May I bow my knee in humility, not only in times of need, but also in praise, celebrating his presence in my life. This attitude of reverence draws me closer to him and helps me live in harmony with his teachings. Furthermore, this message reminds me of the importance of sharing this truth with those around me. May I be an instrument of peace and love, reflecting the holiness of God wherever I go. By acknowledging his majesty, I commit to being a living example of what it means to live in worship, welcoming those who need hope and encouragement. Therefore, may my life be a constant testimony of his greatness. In every step, may I exalt his name and recognize that he is worthy of all honor and glory. As I seek his presence, May my heart open to the transformation that comes from recognizing His power and love. May I live each day as an expression of praise, remembering that He is holy, now and forever. Lord, at this moment, I come to You with an open heart, acknowledging Your greatness and Your holiness. I confess that many times I get carried away by the distractions of daily life and forget to look to You. Forgive me for not giving You the honor You deserve in every action and word. May I have the sensitivity to perceive Your presence in every detail of my life. I want my heart to be a reflection of Your love, and for my life to become a testimony of Your goodness. I thank You for each day You grant me, for the blessings that often go unnoticed. I'm grateful for Your mercy that is renewed every morning, for giving me the opportunity to start anew and draw closer to You. I thank You for the people You have placed in my path, who have been instruments of encouragement and love. May I also be a blessing in their lives, reflecting Your light and truth. In the midst of difficulties, I cry out for Your help. I know that sometimes I face challenges that seem greater than I can bear. I ask that You give me strength to overcome each one of them, that I may remember that Your name is greater than any obstacle. Help me to remain steadfast in faith, even when the storm approaches. May I never lose sight of Your sovereignty and Your care in my life. At this moment, I offer You not only my worries, but also my dreams and desires. May all that I am and all that I wish be aligned with Your will. Help me to recognize that by entrusting my plans to You, I am making room for Your wisdom to guide me. May I trust in Your timing and in Your purposes, knowing that they are always better than mine. I ask that You empower me to live in worship, not just in moments of praise, but in every interaction of my day. May I act with love, compassion, and integrity, recognizing that each act is an opportunity to glorify Your name. Help me to be a bearer of Your peace and to bring hope to those around me. May my life be a testimony of what it means to be redeemed and free. May I sing to the Lamb in every step I take, living with gratitude and joy. And in every challenge, may I remember that I am Yours, and that Your presence is always with me, guiding me and strengthening me. May I live each day as an expression of praise, acknowledging that You are holy, now and forever. Have you ever stopped to think about how small moments of praise can transform your day? In the midst of difficulties, how do you feel when you remember that there is someone greater than any challenge you face? When we look at the complicated situations in life, it's easy to feel alone and helpless. But when we turn to the greatness of the One who created us, we find hope and renewal. What are the ways you have found to express your gratitude and worship? Sometimes a simple act of kindness or a positive thought can be a powerful way to connect with that loving presence. Remember that every gesture counts. By practicing gratitude, we not only uplift our spirits, but also inspire those around us to do the same. How can you bring that connection into your daily routine? Think of a moment when you felt the presence of divine love, even in the little things. How about sharing that with someone today? Each of us has a special role in this great chorus of praise, and as we unite our voices and experiences, we create an environment of peace and hope. When we reflect on the holiness and greatness of God, it is like gazing at a majestic mountain rising before us. His presence is a firm rock, a safe shelter amid the storms of life. Imagine standing in front of a storm, where the winds roar and the waves churn. It is in that moment we can remember that there is a greater power that protects us, calming the storms, both external and internal. What does it mean for you to trust in God during the most difficult times? In our daily lives, we are often bombarded by challenges and uncertainties. However, even in the midst of these moments, we can find reasons to celebrate. Each dawn brings the opportunity to restart and express gratitude for all that we have. Ask yourself, how can I recognize God's goodness in my life today? It might be through a simple gesture, a shared smile, or even a sincere thank you. These small acts are ways to honor the divine presence that surrounds us. With every step we take, we are showing the world what it means to live in worship. When we act with love and compassion, we reflect God's holiness in practice. How about thinking of ways you can be a channel of peace for those around you? Imagine yourself as a beacon, lighting the way for others, especially in times of darkness. It is crucial to remember that worship is not limited to special moments, but should be a daily practice. Even in small things, like a kind gesture or a moment of silence to listen for God's voice, we can connect with His essence. How can you bring this connection into your daily routine? Think of a moment when you felt the presence of divine love, even in little things. How about sharing that with someone today? Each of us is part of this great chorus of praise, and as we unite our voices and experiences, we create an environment of peace and hope. I am loved and redeemed, and in every moment I celebrate the freedom I have found in you. I recognize that your name is greater than any challenge I face, and for that reason, I strengthen myself in faith. I am grateful for the blessings that surround me and for your constant presence in my life. I feel encouraged to act with love, compassion, and integrity, knowing that every gesture is an opportunity to glorify your name. Today I declare that I am a bearer of your peace, and that in every interaction I seek to reflect your light. With gratitude, I acknowledge that holiness is an essential part of my life. I am open to the transformation that comes from recognizing your greatness. With each dawn, I renew my commitment to live in worship, knowing that I am surrounded by your love. May my life be a testimony of what it means to be yours, and may I always exalt your name in everything I do. The greatness of God is a reality that should echo in our hearts and actions every day. As we recognize His holiness, we are invited to live in gratitude and worship, allowing every moment to become an opportunity to glorify Him. May we remember that regardless of circumstances, He is greater than any challenge we face. His holiness offers us a safe refuge and an infinite source of strength. As we walk through this life, may our trust in Him inspire us to act with love and kindness. At this moment, I want to bless each of you. May the peace that surpasses all understanding guard your hearts and minds. May you find comfort in the certainty that you are surrounded by the presence of the One who is holy. As you wake up each morning, may you feel the renewal of His grace and the opportunity to live in worship. May your steps be guided by the light of hope, and may your actions reflect the compassion and love He pours upon us. Now I want to invite you to reflect. How can your life be a testimony of God's love and holiness? Think of a small action you can take today to glorify Him, whether it's a kind gesture or an encouraging word to someone. By doing this, we not only transform our lives but also impact the lives of those around us. If you have been touched by this message, subscribe to our channel and join us in our journey of faith. Let's continue to explore the truths that bring us closer to the presence of God. May your week be filled with blessings, and may you feel the joy of living in worship. Until next time.